Hello everyone and welcome to a surprising tour of Verenkiert Zoo. It is the final tour of the zoo. Well, before we jump in, you guys did vote on my little poll last episode that we are going to start a new park. But before we do this, before we start a new zoo, we are obviously going to do a full tour of Verenkiert Zoo. So first of all, there has been a wonderful season 2 and honestly, I'm not like super sad that we're going to leave this behind, mainly because of the snow and because of the weather and because of, well, I think it's always cool to have a fresh start. Now, before we start this thing, we have one poll at the very beginning now, and we will have another one at the end. So first poll is, I need to know in which biome we're going to start. So obviously the snow biome is kind of out of scope, okay, it's not gonna happen, but I'm gonna put the other ones to the top right now in this little poll tool, and you can vote for the one you like the most, and we're going to take on this. Like at the end of this episode, I'm going to explain what we are doing, because the next season will be quite different. I thought about something, and I am quite confident that this will be very cool. So stick with me to the very end, or skip there if you are like lazy and you don't want to see the whole tour. You can just skip to the end and do it. Now, let's start and do a really nice tour. So for the sake of making this tour actually cool, I am I slowed down my mouse, so it's not gonna be too dizzy for you, hopefully. The main reason is that many people commented that, you know, the quick movement is going to make them tired and dizzy and stuff like that. So motion sickness is an issue with these tours. So I slowed down my mouse, so in case I cannot turn that quickly, okay? So that's the maximum speed I can go to the left and right, so that's it. Now we entered the zoo at the very beginning, and I must have it's very crowded in here. It's not social distancing at all. It's digital closing in, so to say. Very crowded in here. So we are getting into the first main part of the zoo, which is a bit quicker here. So this is gonna take too long otherwise. We're gonna get to this first main plaza, which has our two breeding options of the scorpions. I think they're not too important to look at. We are going to start our tour to the right hand side, and we go exactly the route we have also created the zoo, okay? So the first area is here. This is the backstage area, so we don't need to look there, but we are going to take the first route to the right hand side. We have some shops here, but if we go to the left, we are moving towards the wonderful, lovely red pandas. I want to have like a speed in between quick and slow movement, to be honest. This is like always a bit of a tricky thing. So this habitat has been undergoing some changes over the past couple episodes, because these animals always were stressed out, and so we can actually see that we don't see anything, because these animals are always hiding away from us because they don't like to be seen. So you can see one in the far back. There's one animal, but in general they are very shy, and it seemed that we needed to change this quite a bit over the time. There's one by the water. Obviously it's by the water. So look at that. This is the little fluffy red panda habitat over here. So this is the first habitat we've done with a very, very tilted security camera over here. I don't know why this is so tilted. Damn, it's so crowdy. Just go a little bit next to the path. I don't know. Okay, so we're going further. This zoo, as I planned it out at the very beginning, is in a circle. So we go have a tour to go around, actually. So this habitat over here is the Formosan black bear. We're not going to go down, but you can see one of the black bears already in there. The other one is just coming out of the cave, and yeah, it's kind of cool because the cave is going to go into a mold which is even lower than the actual lake placement, which is kind of cool. And then you have them swimming in this water over here. Once they are in the front and swimming. That's kind of cool though, and you can go you can even go down and see them diving, which they don't really do, but you can see them swimming, okay? So now if we go up again, you can see there is another viewing area over here, which is pretty famous because you can see the animals quite a lot better. Look at the shadows, it's almost looking like in the cinema. But yeah, so that is the Formosan black bear in the back there. Awesome. Let's continue our tour. You know, don't make it too long. In this habitat is actually empty at the point because the grizzly bears, which used to live in here, are both dead, and I didn't get any new ones up to this date. So this is empty. So there's no one in here. But actually, there would be the grizzly bear that is living in this wonderful habitat. Yeah, we have some kind of viewing areas in here, not too crazy, but yeah. So we come to the next habitat, and you see that with the time, I also went into a bit of more detailed building styles, and this is the cheetah habitat. And to the left-hand side, you can see the indoor area, which is pretty crowded at the moment. I'm wondering why the animals are not fighting. I think in the back I have some infos about this. They are fighting, but you know, since this is a tour and I won't care too much about it, I will leave it as it is right now. We will obviously also use some of the animals from our zoo over here in the new zoo. So some of these animals will be seen in the new zoo then, obviously. But yeah, let's continue our tour before it's getting too dark, actually. This is the indoor habitat of the cheetahs, but they also have like an outdoor area, which is over here, separated by this little ditch. And then there's even one more. Wow, so many cheetahs in here. I love the animals, by the way. I love cheetahs so much. They're so, like, I feel they're one of the coolest animals when it comes to big cats, because they are so, I feel they are so cool. They are so gentle, and they have such a very majestic movement. Okay, they like, some of the other cats are a bit clumsy, but these ones are like really cool because they are so, their movement and stuff is really, yeah, really serious, really majestic. It's like a little bit like aristocrat cats, I want to say. But yeah, so really cool. Look at the lighting though. It's gonna change a lot. I didn't know that we have so many cheetahs in here. Are they more socialized now? Because I don't see anyone fighting. So at this point in time, it looks to be quite cool though. Anyways, let's continue our tour. There are quite a few messages popping up in the background, but I don't care too much. We come out of this area, and you can see already in the front there is another building, which is moving a bit closer to it. You can see that is the lion habitat. There's one of our white lioness just moving around, but we come back to this in a second. Let's just have a little look on our little small exhibits and food court area over here. This is one of the recent additions to the zoo, where there is a little bit of another backstage area. That was the plan, to expand the zoo to this side, and you can see there is a bit more of animals, small animals in these small exhibits. This is the green iguana in here. You can see the tail wiggling, and there's the green iguana just you know, moving its head. And this is the lesser Antillean iguana. You can see peeking it through in the back. There's also better view of the green iguana. I love these animals, to be honest. They're also really cool animals. There's also a second one in there. No, this is already the yellow anaconda in the back there. So yeah, some of the small animals, very cool to have them in here as well. Sometimes I feel like they are a little bit too, you know, people just ignore the small animals too much, because like you place them in an exhibit and you will never see them again, which unfortunately mostly is exactly how it happens for me as well. But we shouldn't take the time to just have a look. I don't even know which animal is in here. I think it was a spider though. Maybe we can catch it. I don't know which animal was in here or is in here. I'm not sure. Maybe I didn't spot that and you guys did. But yeah, on the right hand side over here you can see the yellow anaconda. Oh, look at that beast. She's looking at us. Oh, lovely. Also, we have the smaller one. No, I mean another one in here. You don't have smaller versions of. There are quite a few in here as well. I think I need to get rid of some because they are actually doing pretty bad, I guess. Look at that. There's another one. I think I need to get rid of some. Yeah, well, I do have to check that after our tour. I really hope that I don't destroy the whole zoo now within this tour. You can see another cheetah coming over to the other side with another viewing port from the outside of the habitat. Yeah, quite a few. You know what, guys? I'm just doing a quick break here and just quickly checking if everything is working, because I have the fear that I'm going to destroy too much. Right? Okay, so no, you know what? We're just continuing it. I think I'm able to recover later, because at this point in time, the sun is getting into a nice position to look at the other exhibits. Let's just continue the tour. I will fix that later. Oh, look at that view. I love it. I love it. Okay, so we are going to go over here to the right hand side. All right, this is wonderful. This is the lion habitat. All the lions are inside though. Look at that. There's another one lying down here. The white lion is coming out again. Where are the other ones? Oh, there we go. Daddy is over here. The male lion is just roaming back in. The white lion, Big Daddy. We also have another lion in here. So before we continue back on this side, we just go into the new area of our zoo, which I haven't finished, but there is a lot of animal. There are a lot of animals in here with the shades of the gamsbok. We have the antelope, the pronghorn antelope. Yeah, they're all in here. So it's quite a crowded habitat. And I kind of like this sunken habitat a little bit. Like, we have used a lot of these sunken habitats in here, and yes, it's about to snow. Sure it is. I mean, how can there be a tour of Verenkiert Zoo without snow? That was not possible. And then we have also, I don't know if we are able to catch it, but we also have the adult sheep in the back there. This is the adult sheep mountain. But I think there's none of the animals we can just find right now. Maybe they're starved away. I don't know. It's, this zoo does work quite well, so I'm not too afraid of what's happening right now. But we are going to go now into our tropical house, which is, as I said, the very least or very recent edition of the zoo. And this one is made actually for the DLC, but since we are starting over again, I will take some of this over to the new zoo. Some of the mandrills sitting around here. But the main attraction we added last episode is the habitat for the Capuchin Monkey. And as you can see, it seems I forgot to place down some heaters. So they will definitely do pretty bad right now. I wonder where they are, by the way. Oh, there's one. Just hidden in the grass down there. There we go. You can see it quickly. But they seem to be, I guess they will be pretty cold right now. See, there is another one just running around. But yeah, I think they're all pretty cold now because of the snow. I should have put down some more heaters. But well, I hope they just don't freeze too much. You know what, I'm just quickly checking it, guys. I have no, I cannot keep calm because it's, I just hear these notifications all the time. I'm just going to go and make a quick break here. I'll be back with you in a second exactly at this point. Alright, back we are. So actually there weren't that many issues. It was just about the temperature of our Capuchin monkeys, and it was about the anacondas, which I already figured. Fun story about the cheetahs though, while we just move forward. The cheetahs seem to get along, even though they have a way too big group. They don't fight because the rest of the habitat is perfect for them. So the social welfare still is at 79% or even 80%, even though they are obviously in a condition that is not meeting their actual requirements of the social group. But it's good to know that the game is a little bit more friendly when it comes to this. So the animals seem not to care too much, which is kind of cool. But yeah, as we move forward, we are getting into the floating donation box area. We are getting into the Bengal Tiger habitat, which is one of the habitats I really enjoyed building, because this is kind of the stage habitat we built back then. To make sure that there is some space given for them. You can see there's one of our Bengal tigers, there's another one roaming around. Oh, I love this view, look at that, with the rain pouring down, and but they are just still in, this wonderful area and not in the rain. Can you please just put your head away, thank you. Are they going to mate for us, or are they going to fight for us? No, actually going to mate for us, look at that. Creating babies since ever. So we get some babies, which is awesome. We can carry them over into the zoo we are going to make, which is kind of cool. So we do have this immediately from the very get-go. That's kind of cool. We can start with the Bengal Tiger, which might not be the best idea because money. But yeah, let's just do this stuff and go further. So much more to discover in here. So one area I didn't go in intentionally is the Central African habitat. We are going to visit this later, but this is the wolf habitat over here. Where you can see this is with the waterfall, and then we have the wolf pack. I don't even know, I think it's rainy, so they're inside, I guess. So let's just go over here if we can spot some of the wolves. Oh yeah, they're all lying down here with the baby wolves. Look at that, I love it. They just have their fun times in here. Actually, these animals do fit obviously best into the conditions of what is, presumably a Finnish-inspired zoo over here. So, yeah, so they seem to enjoy that quite a bit. They are living also quite long already in here. So there's one of these species that we have for quite a long time. And before we go over to our Flamini Golf, we're turning to the left over this little plaza we created lately. And then there is the entrance to the African Central area. We are going to use this shortcut over here, running across the grass, because we can. And then we're going to take this staircase up here into what is the Central African area in this big house. We can see also the Indian elephants to the right hand side. You can also see the camels already, but that's not what we want to look at, even though the guests just do it. We want to go into this wonderful hall over here. I think I deleted something. I don't know why I did this though, but yeah, this is our African African poop habitat, I want to call it. I think I moved the building. I didn't mean to do this, but I think I just by accident moved the building. But some things seem to be broken here. Actually, the flower beds should be all over the place. But yeah, this is our African habitat, which is kind of cool because we have this indoors, and yeah, it's raining outdoors, so That's exactly what is the perfect example of why I built this the way I built this. Well, I think it stopped raining. Yeah, it did. But yeah, so we have some elephants roaming around in here. We have an animal escaping, which I don't know which it is, but well, we do have some zebras in here, a very dirty one and a normal one. And somewhere we also have the African buffalo. But I really don't know. Let's just go around and see if we can find it. So here we go, trying to just gently move the camera. God, what a mess that is over here. This is some things we do need to figure out how to improve that for the new zoo. But there are quite a few things I will definitely reconsider while building the new one. Okay, so this is the area again. Can we just spot one of the African buffaloes? No. There's none in here. Maybe they're just roaming around outside. God, it's so crowded. Look at that. I don't even know why this is gone. Oh well. Oh well. It is the way it is. Okay, so let's just quit that area. Okay, so we're getting into back into the Flamingolf area. This is the next little habitat we're going to look at. Also, one of the fun habitats I like the most. This is coming from the Bengal Tigers again. You don't go to the left, you go to the right into this area, and then actually I love how the face changed because of the tropical house in the back. But yeah, so this is the Flamingolf course. You can get your you can get your stuff on the right hand side here, and then you just go in and play a round of Flamingolf. You have all these animals roaming around here, pooping at the course, so it's gonna be a bit harder, but also a bit more slippery. Okay, so this is how it is. We can just it's poofed away. He's gonna poof it away for us, so now we can play. No, but seriously, this is I think the idea is kind of cool. I love the fun part building it. It was really cool. Also putting some of the glass pieces in here was to guarantee them a bit more privacy, because these animals were stressed out quite often. Just moving on, we have also the looping over here, little loop course, one of the fan favorites of mini golf courses, as we all know. But yeah, so it's a kind of a different take on a habitat for flamingos, to be honest. But this is something you would see, I guess, in real life as well. Maybe not like necessarily on a flamingo tour, but you would see, flamingo habitats walkable. So this is some stuff you would see in real life. But anyways, let's, one of the single buildings that is inspired by Finnish architecture, at least a little bit. I took the time to build that one. It's not super detailed, but it's at least some kind of little element. Now, talking of little elements, we are going over here to the camel habitat, the Backtrain camel habitat. You can see these wonderful modern art trees are meant to be heaters. And I think this is something I'm going to tackle for the new zoo quite a bit more. Bringing in these elements that in a creative way reconsider or rethink the idea how you can change temperatures, and instead of just placing down heaters or coolers, just have some cool, clever little things that do the stuff, and do the job. You can see the family of camels in the back there. There's a small one running around. The males are fighting, as always, fighting for dominance. I guess Rudy will win. I'm quite sure Rudy will win, because they're all named Rudy, so Rudy will win. They're not, obviously, but I consider them all Rudy, so they will win. Okay, now, as we move forward, you can see there are always shops all over the place, which is, again, something I have to consider in a different way for the future. We're not going to go down here. There's barely as I said, there's barely ever an elephant swimming in here, so this is why I already knew that there won't be one swimming. But you can see a lot of these Indian elephants roaming around in their central area over here. They have a baby. It's a newborn baby. Didn't know they had a baby, but yeah, it's still there. Still one of my favorite animals of Planet Zoo, I must say. I love how the Indian elephant is done. I think it's so accurate. The movement, the overall shape, everything. I like them also a lot more than the African counterparts, I gotta say, because I think they just delivered a lot better on them. Even though the African ones are amazing, these ones are just so much better. And also part of the reason why they are so prominent in here and not in a house like the other ones are. Yeah, just take yourself a bath, get yourself a bit dirty. That's cool. I would do so the same. Oh man, I love that as a kid, Playing in the mud as a kid was one of the best things ever. When it was rainy, just jump into the mud until your mom is kind of screaming at you because you come back like a mud man. And she had to do all the laundry. Nowadays when you have to do your laundry yourself after sports, the pain. But back then it was the best. was the best. Okay, so next habitat is the one of the Indian Rhino. As you can see, there's one bad thing over here. Oh, they have a baby. I didn't know about that. Ah, quite a lot of babies. I think they were born while we do the tour. Exactly. I don't really know when exactly that happened, but yeah. So if we go in, this is also the last animal of our tour already. Now, yeah, this is the little pavilion from which you can see pretty much all of the habitat of the rhinos. There's a bit of privacy area here in the back. That's about it. You can see them pretty nicely indeed over here through the one-sided glass, so the animals are not as freaked out about it. But yeah, so this is mainly our tour of Verenkiert Zoo, but obviously you're also getting a wonderful top-down view. Now let me just quickly get rid of the HUD so you can see the zoo from above. So this is the final result of the Verenkiert Zoo. It's not like gigantic, okay? It's I think it's fairly sizable. But there's a lot we learned, and obviously the zoo is working a whole lot better than yeah, my other zoo has been. So now, guys, this is the end of today's little tour. It's not like a huge tour, but I just wanted to give you a little overview of this zoo. We are now going to make a new one. And here's again, I had this poll at the beginning, so in case you skipped forward and you missed out on the beginning, there is a poll within the first minute choosing which biome we are going to go in, or which country. You can also give suggestions in the comments, obviously, which country or land or whatever should be the influence or, yeah, kind of the idea behind this. That would be awesome. Now, this is a bit special, okay? I need to take a minute now to explain. I opened up a little bit, okay? So you guys continued in asking if I might want to take on community builds and do showcases and stuff. And I'm still not a big fan of showcases because I strongly believe that I don't want to make money or views or any kind of thing out of your work, okay? So I don't want to make showcases in that kind of sense that you guys would deliver stuff for me and I basically just show it off, okay? So this is not the idea. However, you guys are so willing to participate and I wanted to give you an idea and give you a chance to bring stuff into the new series. And here's what we do. I will, in every episode, give a challenge for the next episode. So you can send in blueprints and I'm going to show them off. Those I do choose for the build. Now, I'm not going to do it like build a full habitat, okay? So this is not going to work. This would be too easy. But I'm going to ask you for build a, I don't know, build a, let's say, pond, or build a climbing frame, or build a tree, or whatever. You know, we will have like a theme for the next episode and you guys deliver stuff on that. And this is what I'm going to take then as a blueprint into my zoo. Now this is, I think, a cool idea. Because that will, for once, it will be kind of a little bit of an integration of you guys as a community. It will be kind of a community zoo, even though I'm trying to bring my own spin on it, you know. I'm keeping the right to change the blueprints and to just add some stuff or delete some stuff if I think it might fit better or whatever. So this is the idea of the new zoo. So it will be a zoo that is focused on different topical areas. So we are going to start off with whatever, I'm going to choose that, and this is exactly what I am going to have as a next poll at the very end now. But we're going to do one after the other, and then I'm asking you guys to bring in some blueprints, and then we can start this off. I will do, obviously, a first episode as a pilot, where I'm not going to take any blueprints as of now, because that is going to be maybe too much, or maybe perhaps, I don't know, you can tell me in the comments if you like the idea. Maybe you guys can build an entrance. That could be also an idea, but it depends a little bit on which biome we go, so I don't want to ask you to do this right now. So maybe after the first episode I'm going to ask for an entrance. See, this is how it's going. This is how the idea will then hopefully develop over time. Now for the second poll, before we end this episode, or this video, this tour, however you want to call it, I really want to know from you guys, and this is desperately my biggest wish now to decide. So what should be the focus? Should it be on as many habitats, or should it be on a highly efficient zoo, or should the focus be on maximum number of different themes. Okay, so these 3 things are for me in. I do say, even though that's exactly the wrong thing to do for a poll, but I think you guys are all independent and choose yourself, but I really want to go for a very efficient zoo. Like, this is my biggest wish, but I just want to see your opinion, and I might change it upon your opinion, okay? So, but anyways, make sure to answer this to the top right now, and really important to me, because that will help. Other than that, keep posting down comments about what you wish for a new zoo, give me ideas, whatever, and I hope you guys like this tour. Let me know which is your favorite habitat of this zoo, and yeah, also let me know which animal we should start with in the next zoo. Okay, until then, have a wonderful Thursday, and we are going to see each other quite soon with the first episode of the new franchise. And on the weekend, don't forget, it's quality time, so also some good quality time for you. All right, so see you next one. Have a good day, and goodbye, everyone.